There's a bill gaining steam through the state legislature that will legalize and regulate sports gambling in the state as early as this summer. It is a trend that swept the nation, with 39 states now legalizing the practice since a Supreme Court ruling back in 2018. But some, including the state attorney general and Honolulu prosecutor, opposed the measure. Joining us now is the bill's author, State Representative Daniel Holt. Aloha and good morning, Representative Holt. Thanks for stopping by with us.
Morning, Sam. Thank you for having me.
Why do you feel like now, of all times, is the time to make this happen?
It's never a better time than today. We need revenue for our state. Sports betting is pretty prevalently happening around our state currently. So why not regulate it and tax it so we can benefit from the revenues?
Like you said, it is happening. I think you'd be foolish to think that the illegal market is not out there. I know tons of people that do have bookies. I think some of the concern people have is with, if you have online, just the availability of the click, right, the device. What are your ideas with the concerns of those who think it's too big of a risk?
Sure, but like you said, the risk is already out there. People already have access with their phones, and we're just putting it into a legal market. Currently with the illegal market, there are other illegal things that go along with it. The odds are different. Your odds of winning may be less. So at least if we put it into a legal regulated market, the consumer has more of a fair shot to have a chance at winning. Also, we would have education to let people know that this is not a career choice. This is a form of entertainment. We want to allow people to enjoy sports and put a bet, but this is not a career path trying to enrich yourself or get rich quick schemes.
Yeah, I think part of the thing is avoiding the risk that people do have with gambling addiction. I think the numbers are 3 or 4% of the population does have gambling addiction. So something to avoid. With tax revenue, part of that does go to gambling hotlines, et cetera. What does that tax revenue go towards?
So the Department of Law Enforcement, who would be administering the program, would be in receipt of the proceeds of the majority of these funds, not all of them. But it would be to, police the current online illegal markets, as well as, enforcing on the game rooms. HPD testifies that we have between 70 and 100 illegal game rooms in operation at any time. And we obviously need to step up the enforcement. So funds would be also dedicated towards those types of enforcement.
There are concerns that entities that are out there that do online sports gambling do have predatory practices with people who do have gambling addictions, VIP selections, targeted advertisements. Is there anything you think the state legislature can do to help mitigate that?
There will be things we can put in place, but again, the current situation, which is more predatory, more illegal, they are enticing you with, not VIP points, but, other things that may not be so nice for our communities. So, if we can try to eliminate the negative sides, and I know not everybody's going to come around to sports betting, but, we do have a budget issue. We do need the revenue sorely, and we can put things into place so people can responsibly bet. In the other states, the problem gamblers, the percentage has not increased. So, we currently have problem gamblers in our state, and it will continue to exist, but the number will not explode if we have legal sports betting.
Like you said, those problem gamblers right now, that money just going back into the black market without any revenues towards the state. What's next for this bill?
So the bill is currently in conference. We've gotten it through the House and the Senate, which is an amazing feat. This is the furthest any gambling bill has made it in Hawaii. But we still have a lot of details to work out. Conference is where the final details, where the money is going to go to, the percentage of the tax, the fee on the person who's going to run the sports betting. So final details will be worked out in the next few weeks, and hopefully we'll have a final bill at the end of session.
We'll keep our eye on it. Representative Daniel Holt, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Appreciate it, Sam.